Welcome back, everyone, from the break. We're here with a new series. Again, another round two match here in cycle one of the Paradise League. We have Deez Nutz on the Legion side taking on Busk no GG on the Hellborn side. A best of one, so winner moves on to round three. And well, Busk no GG, we got Busk for co-caster here with myself. So Busk, we're casting our own game. I know that might be a little weird, but well, this game wasn't casted and it was quite a good match, so I think the viewers will enjoy it nonetheless.
Yeah. So aside from it being kind of like sucking your own dick, I think it's fine, right?
Yeah, maybe. Why don't you take me through the bands here? We're already underway here with part of the draft.
Okay, so you gotta correct me if I'm wrong here because I skipped past some of it. But the
Okay.
blue, well, the Legion side they banned Wretched Hag and Mora, and what else did they ban?
Nymphora was the third band.
Nymphora. Okay, so they banned the Sate Hag
Yep.
and I guess the Nymphora because it's good with the heal.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard because I know our thought process behind our bands, you know. So let's not comment on those, but
Okay. Well, they banned the Moira on Legion, so another strong support paired with the Nymphora. Hellborn team, which is our team. I'm just gonna stop saying that. We banned Defiler, Engineer, and Magnus. So we get rid of a lot of these very strong team fighting heroes. We don't want to give them any kind of strong team fight heroes that we don't want to face here. And then the Defiler, just a very strong mid lane option. So really, not really too much to really say about those heroes. They're just very meta heroes, very tough to deal with, and they enable lots of combos and things when paired with other heroes together. So the first pick in the game here will be for Hellborn will be the Monarch. No, sorry, the first pick will be Andromeda for Legion. So they pick up the support. The next two picks were Monarch into Corrupted Disciple. So both teams picking up a support there. And then we have Behemoth and Madman coming out from the Legion side. So what do you think of the draft so far? Andro, Behemoth, Madman versus Monarch and Corrupted.
yeah. So I think like the Andros and both Andro and Monarch are two extremely good heroes that kind of serve the same purpose of having the extremely good save.
Yeah.
Can like disrupt the initiation on your position one or whatever. So those are both first pick material, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
The CD is just good all around hero, really strong lane presence. You can lane him, you can man up with him, you can short lane with him, you can have him, you can even have him mid, like very versatile, I would say. The Behe is just a good all around hero. I don't think there's a single team that wouldn't want to be here at some point. And then the Madman, good all around. Like Madman is also extremely versatile. I think he can be pretty much anywhere. And generally speaking, I think early in the draft you want to have these kind of versatile heroes picked at the start, right? Because you can do whatever with them.
Yeah.
Because during this stage of the second tier bans, you may have to pivot into a different kind of strategy. Maybe you have to lane it differently because you could potentially get banned out of what you were thinking of picking. So I think both Madman, CD, they're kind of versatile, good picks in the early stage. I like it.
Yeah, and with Legion's lineup so far, they pick up a Behemoth and a Madman that you pointed out. They can go different places. We could still see something like a tri-lane with the Behemoth Andro. We could see an off-lane or solo laning Behemoth. They could pick up a jungler. We talked about that versatility of Madman, so he's not really pigeonholed to going to short lane. He could go to long lane or to mid lane. So they have options of different strategies still, even with 3 out of 5 heroes picked. And then, again, with Hellborn's lineup, only 2 heroes picked. We just know it's a support and a carry. We really don't know how they're going to lane just yet, so they could still pick up a wide variety of things. And we see the secondary banning wave going to be Electrician, Lord Sulphurus, and Flux. So getting rid of some of those cores to supplement or pair nicely with the Madman and what they've already picked up. Lodestone, Pebbles, and Tempest. So there are some of those strong team fighters that would pair nicely with the Corrupted Disciple. Does anything really stand out to you on those 6 bans from either side?
I don't think so. Like it makes perfectly sense. Like both teams are realizing the remaining positions that the other team needs, and they're banning accordingly.
Yep.
So it makes perfect sense, I think. And they know you like to run Tempest, so they ban that out.
Yep, I take that respect Ben very, very well. It's definitely a hero that we could have picked up, and even though they have an Andromeda, doesn't really mean you cannot run a Tempest. So they do go ahead and ban that one out. But here comes the Kraken pick, and it's going to be followed up with Tundra. So they pick up 2 initiators. Typically, you see both these heroes ran as solo laners. So Kraken and Tundra, they definitely both want their levels early game. With those 2 picks, it kind of screams to me tri-lane. Aside from knowing what I kind of want to do because I am the one drafting the heroes, but just seeing the lineup, Legion has 2 more picks. They can kind of already tell that this is probably headed towards a very aggressive lane setup with both the Tundra and the Kraken coming out on the 3rd and 4th pick.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. You ideally want solo XP in those heroes, and I mean, although I don't think some scenarios, I think the Kraken can be dual mid if he's struggling.
Mm-hmm.
You rather want that release the Kraken ASAP.
Yeah. So they go with 2 initiators. We'll see if what Legion responds with here after seeing the Tundra and the Kraken picked up. They don't necessarily need more damage. They have a Madman, but they could look to still pick up some more team fighters with the Behemoth. Probably still want a mid lane hero. They don't really have that mid hero. That could be the Gladiator, which just came out on the 4th pick. So they pick up another core with the Madman, and then there's the Pharaoh. So the Pharaoh, that's usually we see that one ran in a solo lane somewhere, kind of similar to the Tundra. He wants the level 6 as soon as possible to start moving around the map. But what do you think, Busk, of the Legion's draft as they have now finished it off with the Gladiator and the Pharaoh?
Yeah, so I'm guessing they're thinking the Glad is going to beat the Kraken, who's probably going to be mid. Or maybe it's just a comfort pick. I don't really know their players that well, what they play, but that's what I'm thinking. Because, I mean, what else could they have picked for mid? I mean, there's like they could have gone like a bomb or something like that. I think that will very much win against the Kraken.
So they could have went with like a ranged hero instead, but they go with the Gladiator.
Yeah, and also I think they have 4 melees right now, and I would have much rather have them have like a, let's say, maybe a bomb or something like low near mid. So just like win the lane really hard and you have more range. But they go like a more tanky kind of a little bit better scaling hero with the Gladiator and then a Pharaoh to catch. And yeah, I mean they have late game, they have split push with Madman, they have the initiation, they have the save, so it's kind of a well-rounded team, I think, the Legion team. Anyways, regardless, if I think that a bomb might have been better.
And the Pharaoh, he has a lot of targets. Looking at this Hellborn team, the Pharaoh can definitely lock people down. The Corrupted, a very immobile carry. Now, he does move very fast, but not when he's sitting in a wall. Tundra as well. He's, once he's caught, he's pretty much stuck to fighting inside that wall. So the Pharaoh definitely could be quite a good pick this game. Now, they did last pick a Riftwalker, so they are going to be running a secondary support here on Busk no GG. They did not opt to go with something like a jungler, as we saw the Tempest band come out. What do you think of the Riftwalker pick going up against the Legion's lineup here?
Well, there's 5 melee heroes, so they're most likely going to be clumped in fights. So I think there's a very good opportunity of Riftwalker getting some big plays this game.
Let's see if he gets... I can't do that. I'm just kidding.
No pressure.
Let's see if what you got gets... No, I'm just kidding. So Riftwalker was the last pick. A lot of melee. It could be a good pick.
We can definitely conclude that if this Riftwalker does not get any big plays this game, it's certainly because it's not an optimal player for the Hellborn team to have.
I like that assessment. All right, anyway. Lane setup. We have Pharaoh bottom. Hellborn starting in aggro tri-lane. Mid lane, Gladiator versus Kraken. We talked about that in the drafting phase. That was kind of very foreseeable to be the case. And then we have the aggro tri-lane from Legion against the Tundra. Both teams doing the same exact thing. They're sending their carry with a tri-lane to the long lane. Do you think that this benefits either side? Do you think we'll see rotations? What's going to happen? Who has the advantage? Tell me everything. Let me know, Busk.
Okay, I think that the CD tri-lane is stronger than the Madman tri-lane. So I think that Legion ideally would want to dodge that tri-lane, and that they have succeeded in. So I think the laning is very good from Legion. Pharaoh is pretty hard to kill in the safe lane. Okay, he did go solo level 1, but once he gets level 2, he's almost impossible to kill, I think.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. I think the Madman tri-lane perhaps is happy with dodging the CD lane. CD is just a little bit of a stronger carry. And then he's got 2 range supports behind him.
Yeah, so, for sure. There's no way.
So with this lane setup, I think Legion's getting what they wanted out of their picks in the early stages. We see both the Pharaoh and the Tundra again, as we tend to see in a lot of these competitive games. 1 versus 3 matchups. The one guy he just kind of gets thrown under the bus to kind of get whatever he can, while the other lanes kind of get to have a bit of a better time. So
Yeah,
what do you think of mid lane? Who has an edge here? Kraken versus Gladiator, or is it kind of even?
I feel like Gladiator is really good against melee, but so is Kraken. I think Gladi has a slight edge. I think it's pretty even, but Gladi probably comes out a bit ahead maybe. If we have completely equal skill on both players. What do you think?
I think so. Typically, Gladiator, he's I think a little bit weaker at early levels. So Kraken, I think, just has a little bit more harass with splash, more frequent splash damage and torrent, just running at him. But once Gladiator gets like level 4 or 5, the whip starts to pick up damage. I think that's when Gladiator starts to get very annoying for the other hero to lane against. So we see Riftwalker already rotating mid lane, puts some pressure on Gladiator, and that's gonna kind of force him away from the creeps.
Yeah, good rotation.
Behemoth also here in the mid lane, so both secondary supports have found their way in the mid lane to kind of put some pressure on the opposing mid laner. And I don't know if this is going to like transition into 2v2 or if it's just going to be like some poking in and out, but Behemoth, he's got the DD rune, he might kind of threaten Kraken to walk up to creeps. Oh, the pitfall, it actually misses. They kind of went at the same time, but they didn't really coordinate that fissure into the pitfall. Riftwalkers decided to come back now that Behemoth has stayed here. And not really too much happening other than just some harassment being traded.
Yeah, so be glad. I'm not sure they can kill at this point, at least.
Yeah, they definitely don't have, I think, as much damage.
Really hard, I think, for them to kill Kraken here, but especially now that he has charge.
So what are your thoughts on Corrupted being 14-9 against the 19-5 Madman? Madman currently winning in last hits. I'm just kidding. Andro gets caught out here by the Monarch rotation. Very, very good rotation from Sasuke. I think he ported up to the top lane. They saw that Andro was a little bit out of position there, so that I think that TP caught them by surprise. Tundra had the level 2 piercing shard, so a lot of damage. That's our Bloodlust kill.
Right. So I think the CD has a double or triple wave bottom. So
and he's gonna pick up his... Okay, so his creep kills are coming. They're just a little bit delayed.
That also is gonna impact his... after, if he gets every creep kill here, I think he's at like 350.
Okay. Top lane, we have some pressure from Madman. Forces Tundra back a little bit. So Monarch, it looks like she's staying up here now. Do you think that they're okay with keeping CD? He should be just fine, right, against the Pharaoh.
I think as long as Pharaoh doesn't have ulti, I don't think there's any way he's gonna die. Holy shit, this push in the bottom lane is actually pretty crazy.
A lot of creeps here. Pharaoh even going into the tower here, so he's playing very aggressive. Madman top lane takes some pressure from the Tundra and the Monarch. Goes ahead and throws out a Noxious Cloud there, or a Crawler, whatever it's called. Noxious Cloud, yeah. Well, both carries are kind of alone now in the long lane. We see a lot. We see the supports, both teams, the supports moving around a lot, and it's always good to see that at high level play, the supports not staying stagnant in their lanes and putting a lot of pressure on the map early game. Oh, Pharaoh is manning up bottom on CD, but there's the creep wave, so the Hellfire would not be able to do as much. Here's the drain from CD. Both have boots. Looks like they're gonna both walk away from each other.
Yeah, so Pharaoh actually has like a slight movement speed advantage over CD. So I'm not able to kill him.
Yep, 350 versus 345. Actually very close. Top lane, we see the tri-lane kind of re-emerged. Behemoth is up here now. Oh, mid lane, I missed that kill. Riftwalker and Kraken. 2v1, I think that's very difficult for Gladiator to escape, because you got the slow from Riftwalker, the slow from Kraken, and then there's just a lot of damage that he has to sit and soak, so... They recognized that there was 3 up top, and they punished the Gladiator mid. 2-0 start here for Busk, no GG.
I'm wondering if the Behe could have... I don't know. I feel like it's just not... It's not like lethal enough to you rotate mid with the Behe this game, right? It's not...
Yeah,
But,
I think because the Gladiator doesn't have like a lot of burst damage, right? He needs the level 6, I think, for them to maybe start
yeah,
netting
I'm
kills.
just thinking it's not like a big threat for the Kraken. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Like,
I think the Kraken is not really. Oh, what's going on here? They're fighting for a Merrick's rune. Oh, he's gonna go for it, but he takes some damage. But now the Legion team all of a sudden has made their rotations, and that is not gonna work out for Busk. No GG. 4 players collapse onto 2, and they punish them there at the top rune, getting themselves 2 kills, using only 1 big cooldown being the call to arms. So they find themselves back at a 2 kills apiece. So evening up the scoreboard there. Big kills from Legion side.
what's your in-game time?
Oh yeah, you want? Let's pause and sync it. I think we are unsynced. I'm gonna pause. I
Okay.
am at 6:41 at the top.
Okay, me too.
Okay, I'm gonna go in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
All right, no harm done there. Actually, we
So
did. I think we did forget to resync.
We will sync this time though.
Oh wow, maybe this replay is better than the last one. So Kraken and Monarch are doing jungle. This is the real Kraken. He's taking a lot of damage. Oh, because he does not have a shield. So Kraken actually takes a little bit of extra damage there in the jungle. But finds himself back in the mid lane. And now Monarch, after helping Kraken with the stacks, has rotated back to help CD. And we see the Veiled Rotted Behemoth here. Oh, they port the Madman down. This could be a big rotation from Legion if they can kill the Corrupted. Now Monarch has level 2 Chrysalis. We'll see if they can line this up. They obviously want the Corrupted kill here. Would be the big kill. Wrath of the Pharaoh could definitely catch him out to start things off, but I don't think they want to dive the tower. Riftwalker and Kraken again working on some jungle stacks, so Kraken is very low on life. And Tundra, he's getting very close to his Avalanche. He's almost level 6. Bottom lane, there's the Fissure. Did the Wrath of the Pharaoh miss? I missed it. I was looking top for a second. The Wrath of the Pharaoh hits creeps. That is unfortunate, and Corrupted will be fine down in the bot lane.
Let's call it unfortunate.
So they made a lot of they rotated a lot of resources down bottom for that kill, and they did not get it. That is not going to be good for Deez Nutz, as we now see Hellborn taking a little bit of a lead, because while that was going on, Kraken and Riftwalker were doing jungle stacks. So they see a 1300 gold lead for Legion, 1700 XP lead. Call to arms comes out mid lane. There's the showdown. Now this is a hasted Kraken. Can they bring him down before he gets his haste off? There's the spells from Riftwalker pulling them in. 3 people as Kraken got his release the Kraken off before he falls. And the TV support comes in from Tundra. They make it a hat trick coming in for Tundra, as he was the guy who cleaned up everybody. A very good TP coming in from the Tundra. And I think, Busk, without that TP, they did not have the damage to bring down those remaining players. So
Yeah, that was
a very good port in
TP
from the Tundra.
Like, it would have been a disaster for Hellborn if they didn't have the Tundra there. And if he came 1 second later, I don't think he would have been able to hit them all.
Yeah, huge port in from the Tundra, but also Kraken got his release the Kraken off, starting that off initially before he
might want to go bottom
down.
here.
Bottom lane, B is setting up a wall. Good wall on the Corrupted. There's the Chrysalis right away. It's going to prevent some damage. The Comet Sun did come out. Here comes the Wrath of the Pharaoh. Though this one not going to miss. And now CD is all alone here with Monarch, not able to protect him anymore. And he will finally fall here. His first death of the game, putting him back down to 306 gold per minute. So Madman a little bit of an edge now with that death on the CD, as he is 2-0. But we still have Kraken and Tundra both doing very well in comparison to the Gladiator and the Pharaoh. So very good GPM spread still across the board for the Hellborn team. Tundra has made his way back up to the top lane after getting that hat trick, where he is up to about 330 gold per minute. So what would you like to see from Tundra this game? This is a hero that we could definitely see a wide variety of items being built on him. Stuff like Portal Key Puzzle Box come to mind. Do you think we'll see something like that, or anything else you... Oh, Wormhole in the bottom lane. They catch Madman, so sorry, I have to pause your answer to my question there, as Monarch and Rift both kill the Madman. That's a huge pickoff coming out from Busk no GG.
Yeah, they caught the Madman actually sitting on Aggie boots, which is... there's no way he would die if he wasn't strength boots, so... But,
oh, yeah, it's good that you noticed that, 'cause I missed it. So he did pick up the steam boots early on. Perhaps missing out on a little extra health there.
So I think he gets a blink dagger on Tundra.
Okay, so you're expecting Tundra to go for PK. So if he does go for that, they will have both the Kraken and the Tundra going for blinks to kind of set up a lot of initiation for their team.
I have an Invis Bee here. He actually went for Sacrificial Stone. And he doesn't have a mana item on Tundra, which is interesting, I think. Usually you would want to have like a chalice or something, so you can spam the Q. Are you here? Hello? Beans?
Oh, I was muted. I muted my mic. I was talking to nothing. Glad you caught that I was missing.
Oh, it would have been fun if I wasn't here, actually. I was just talking for 20 minutes too.
I was actually commenting on your Astrolabe pickup, saying how you're expecting to do a lot of fighting this game, picking up a defensive item on the CD.
Yeah, well... Yeah, I think it's very good if you're manning up, right?
Yeah. Does that mean you will also be picking up a vestment? You have 440 gold. Let's see if you also go for the vestment.
I kind of hope I pick up a vestment. I feel like they have only magic damage right now.
Pharaoh finds himself a regen rune.
I feel like it's a pretty good vestment game.
Yeah. I agree. How's Kraken doing? He's on 1400 gold here, so he needs about another 800 for portal key. On his way to, let's say, like a 14-15 minute portal key. He's gone for the vestments himself, bottle, power spike. He's got a lot of build up this game. So he's bulked up a little bit early game. That's the 1 death before assist, 400 gold per minute. He's actually the top farmer in the game. Kraken's doing very well this game.
He's so good at clearing stacks with his splash. And like I think you have been doing a good job of stacking those two, the medium and the hard camp, right?
I love to stack. I have that Ophelia pack. Gotta make good use of it. But yeah, I have been on top of stacking for Kraken this game. Sate probably loves going into the jungle, and he's gonna get some more stacks here. The right side of the jungle. That could get him very close to his portal key. He's now 1900 gold. So one more camp or so.
This time I want to ask you something. So Gladiator is currently piling up 1300 gold. What do you think he's gonna buy here? Does he go for the Radiance? Did he go for Assassin's Shroud? Or what does he buy?
So, I think Gladiator has a couple of options here. A lot of the times we see either a damage-based Gladiator or more of like a utility-style Gladiator. So you said the two items you suggested lean more toward a damage build. I think it really depends on if they think they have enough space with Madman going Cleaver this game to get him more farm toward a damage build. They might not have the map space to do that, so they could alternatively opt for items like Storm Spirit against the Tundra. They could go for items like Tablet, Storm Spirit PK, Hellflower on the Gladiator, which or even stuff like Barrier Idol is like Astrolabe Barrier Idol could be good if he just wants to be.
Barrier is good this game.
If he just wants to bulk up and be a frontliner. I
guess against Rift Form maybe.
I think against Rift and Tundra Shards and CD Tide and stuff, it could be very good, but there's not like a big ultimate like a Behemoth or something. Anyway, we have an initiation here. They're going to catch the Tundra. And actually, they missed the pullback, so Tundra did not get stunned up. There's the Wormhole catching a couple of players. Here comes Pharaoh now with a wall. And Andromeda, he's going to be the first one to fall. So many spells happening in this fight as the Cocoon is keeping Tundra alive. And Tundra is going to stay alive. They're going to make it a 3-for-0 swing here. The Monarch Chrysalis coming into play. The level 3 Chrysalis keeps Tundra alive with the Sackstone. Yeah. And they kill both the Madman and the Pharaoh following the Andro pickoff. So this was a great fight for Busk no GG. And that was set up with the
I want to point out one thing, the fact that they have 2,000 gold on a Gladiator, and like, if he's not going for Radiance, like this I think is a misplay.
Yeah, definitely. If he's not saving up for Bach, he probably is either thinking about what he wants to go or not efficiently using his gold right now, because definitely he could be either farming faster or bulking up himself for these engagements.
If he wanted the barrier, like he could legit have a Shaman's Headdress, right? That would be huge for an early game fight like this.
Yeah, I agree. Or even an Astrolabe, he could have healed up some of his teammates.
Yeah.
But I will say, with the way he's pulling up gold, it does lead me to believe he's going more the damage route. And
Yeah, it
Madman
looks like
has
Radiance,
2
right?
deaths, so the cleaver is a bit slower than
But
they
I
probably
don't
would have
really like
liked.
the Radiance here when if it's gonna cleave on Madman. I feel like that uh,
Yeah,
they
I
don't have
think
enough on the map for that. I think.
I think with Cleaver on with Madman going Cleaver, I think going the Mock might not be the best choice. So he actually picks up 2/3 of an Assassin Shroud. So we got the answer to the question we were very eager to see. He's going kind of like an in-between damage utility build with the Shroud. Wants to be more like of kind of like a ganker and still being able to deal some damage more on his whip. I almost feel like going the more utility route would have been better for him this game, but we'll have to see how it works out.
Looks like Tundra is actually going staff, right?
He he
Oh,
actually
tablet.
turns it into a tablet. So he had the Neophyte's book,
Okay.
turns it into a tablet. That's definitely not your usual Tundra item, like the first item, but he is going up against a Pharaoh, so perhaps he feels he needs to be the guy to pick up the tablet. Now we have Riftwalker also with a Neophyte's book, so he could be going tablet as well. And with
Yeah.
2 tablets in the team, that would be very good for them to deal with the Pharaoh. But yeah, I think going the tablet on Tundra specifically does definitely nerf his presence a little bit on the map.
It does. You're not as afraid of him, right? He's not that scary presence, but I can understand against the Pharaoh, it's a good item, but...
Kraken already has a Soul's Bulwark on top of the Blink, so he's transitioning very well here so far. Still at 450 gold per minute. Pretty much tied with Corrupted. He's got a Firebrand picked up now on top of the Vestments, so looks like he's going the Dawn. I think that's not really a surprise. It's just a very good item on the Corrupted.
Yeah, I think he kind of needs the mana regen as well.
Yeah, this Panty Sucks guy opted to not go the Lightbrand first, which I think is fine. He's been in the long lane a lot this game, so valuing the mobility versus the farming item, I would probably
Yeah, so
have
I'm
done the
really
same
the
thing.
one getting all the stacks now as jungle, the safe farm. So this game, like if I was the one getting the safe stacks like Kraken is, I would definitely go Lightbrand first. But when you're taking risky farm, you go for the Firebrand. That's how I see it.
Yep, makes perfect sense to me. I think it's been very good. We saw the two of us. It's just not so weird to cast our own game. The 2 of us were farming ancients together. We took out the triple stack.
Yeah.
So we get CD a little bit more farm there. Kraken, I think he'll probably go Shrunken Head next. He actually picks up the Sackstone. So he wants another upgrade to his build up. I do think he will go Shrunken though this game against a Behe Gladiator and a Pharaoh. We'll probably see Kraken go
Definitely.
defensive.
He can't really play without it, I think.
And then he'll probably maybe go Demonic after the Shrunken Head. Upgrade that Bulwark. We'll see what he goes for. Tundra already has another 1,500 gold. Tundra's been farming amazing this game. He's 400 GPM.
man.
That's very impressive from the Tundra, who, by the way, was 1 versus 3 for most of the early game. So he did get that hat trick earlier on, but since
that hat trick really kickstarted it, right?
But since then, yeah. But even since the hat trick, he's been just farming very well. So we see Busk no GG really commanding the Legion's jungle here. They've kind of rotated down here, more or less as 5 players. And we see the Legion side kind of ignoring this. They're spacing out around the map. Madman currently in the mid lane has his Cleaver finished. Gladiator going to the top lane, who did finish his Shroud, and he has another 1,000 gold. So where does Gladiator go from here? He picks up a Mighty Blade. Does he look to turn that into a Shrunken Head? Or what else could that be, probably? Probably just a Shrunken, right?
Yeah, Brutalizer? No, it has to be a Shrunken.
I think it has to be a Shrunken, yeah.
There's no. I guess like what would be the next best item with that? Maybe I don't know. Frostburn?
No, I don't think you want to go that on a Gladiator.
No, it's really bad. You go BKB, yeah.
So Legion in top lane, Hellborn in mid lane. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
Like, we haven't really talked about the lead, but Hellborn has slowly been establishing this quite massive gold lead. Currently they're trading towers, so I think that's actually fine for the Legion team, even though it's a tier 1 for 2. But when you are behind, I think trading semi-even is good for you.
Yeah, no, definitely it's going to give themselves gold still, and the lead is about the same as it was before the towers were being pushed, so 10,000 and 6,000 is the lead currently.
So actually I pick up the
Frostburn.
Frostburn which is not something you see very typically. What do you think about that?
I think you are still not really farming jungle stacks, so makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
You're pretty much just sitting on
just
lanes and being as tanky and mobile as you can for now, while not really
so
valuing the light brand piece.
I 100% agree with you. So if I was farming jungle, you go Searing Light.
Yeah.
When I'm pushing out lanes, the risky farm, you need the fucking movement speed. You need the HP.
Oh, Riffwalker and Andro. I think Riff doesn't see him though. Oh, he's channeling the wormhole on the Madman. He misses the Cascade event, but does hit the wormhole. Is this enough damage to release the Kraken? Connects, and Andro was just not in range for the swap. Was not probably expecting that go on the Madman as well. So they put a stop to
That's a really
Madman's
good kill.
farming.
That's a huge kill. Like, disastrous for Hellborn to lose that carry like that.
Yeah, so Madman, he has a lot of gold saved up, hasn't really invested into any more of his next component. Do you think he can go for like a greedier item like Lifesteal, or does he just have to go into the Shrunken Head following up the Cleaver?
Oh, top lane?
Top lane. There's a really good Chrysalis coming out. Prevents a lot of damage on the Corrupted, but here comes Tundra now, and they're looking to turn this one around. They're going to take out the Pharaoh, and both the Gladiator and the Behemoth have to retreat. They had no damage to bring down the Corrupted there with Monarch behind, so Monarch used both the Cleansing Wind and the Chrysalis there, doing an excellent job keeping Corrupted alive.
So they used Gladiator ulti, Pharaoh ulti, BE ulti. They used every spell on those three heroes, and they don't get the kill. That's unfortunate.
That's the power of Monarch, the Chrysalis, and then being able to remove the stuns. Fantastic for those engagements. We see all 5 players from Hellborn moving over to the top lane. They want to take out... This is one of their last remaining outer towers. They have the bot lane currently at half life. Riffwalker has a tablet. They now have the portal key on Tundra. So a lot of the mid-game items being picked up here. Now there's the full Dawnbringer for CD. At the 22-minute mark, he's farming still very well. He has the early Astrolabe investments. So going to be working towards the Shrunken, I believe, is this next item. Not really anything surprising there. As Bihi has his
pretty standard build, I think. You would see probably Imba go Dawnbringer BKB most of his corrupted games as well, I think.
Yep. They're going to try to sneak out a Kongor here. They have the ward down and a Monarch Nightcrawler on the other cliff. So they have very good vision here. Not feeling threatened with Madman not having his Shrunken. And I think the Shockwave was just used up in the top river. So they capitalized there with the cooldowns down. And Kraken all of a sudden is very close to a Shrunken Head now. I think he needs about another 1300 to finish off his Shrunken. Maybe he'll sell the bottle or the vestments when he gets closer to it. See the ports happening bottom lane. Looks like they are going to defend their bot tower. They force back the Madman who was trying to get that tier 1 down. Tundra Bird scouting the way. They spot out the Madman, but on the Ward of Revelation they take out the bird and they will fall back.
So Madman has 1k off his BKB, which is kind of a good item for him.
Yeah, he's got the Warhammer. I think he just picked up the Mighty Blade. Kraken lines up to release the Kraken on the Andromeda, but not the most follow-up here. Tundra's going to go ahead and use his Avalanche. They're going to burn 2 big ultimates for the Andro kill. We'll see if the Legion team retaliates. Here comes the combo, but the Cult Arms misses. The Cocoon does prevent a lot of that damage as well. So Monarch
he missed the
again.
timing on the showdown.
Yeah, it looked like he did not pull him back into the chariot there, so... again, some more cooldowns being used, and now we'll see if Hellborn goes for a token here. I think they still have time, right? Another minute and 40 seconds on the Slayer.
It's kind of a rough position for Legion because they are like the two cores are just the recipe of the BKB, and they use the Gladialty. They can't really contest this Kongor, and yeah.
Yeah,
And
I think even with a perfect Bihi Shockwave, only level 1, not having those extra follow-up spells wouldn't be enough.
I think maybe if they have the 2 BKBs, they would probably go for the contest, I think, just because the token is so hard to play against, but
Yeah.
I actually don't think they can fight it here.
Yeah, so Glady just had his being delivered, so a little unfortunate timing there, but Madman also trying to finish his. He needs another 100 gold, so the timing unfortunately just not there. Yeah, I think you definitely made a good argument. If they were having those 2 Shrunkens, they could have maybe tried, but it still would have been a very hard battle uphill with no vision nonetheless. So now Corrupted has a token with a Dawnbringer, sitting on 1600 gold. He's 520 gold per minute leading the way. And Kraken, I think he wants to probably sell one of his items here and pick up the Shrunken maybe before they try to force high ground. We see Legion dodging, which I think they're making the correct decision here. They definitely do not want to fight into this Token of Life with Hellborn having a 15k gold lead.
It's also just rough, even with the BKBs. Like, they really need a perfect shockwave from Behe to fight this, because they are behind 15k gold, which is like 3 real items.
Yeah, so they definitely still lack damage, I want to say, on Legion.
The Hellborn have the Congo Slayer buff, so they're gonna shred this tower to pieces if they don't get here fast.
He's going to do a nice wall here. He PKs to get into position. It actually doesn't block CD. He just barely can get out of that little area there with the wall and the
Yeah, and do they even want to go for him if they get the block? I don't think so.
No, but I think the idea there to get some tower damage on him was good. There's the Astrolabe coming out from CD. Heals himself up a little bit. Now, meanwhile this is going on, Madman, he's trying to just keep the other lanes pushed, maybe get a tower, while his team kind of nukes out the creeps with Pharaoh Rocket and Behe Fissure, Pitfall and whatnot. But they're not really pushing the fastest just yet. They have 1 minute on this token, so if they are going to go, they probably want to go in the next minute or so. Gladiator, he's going to showdown himself, whip the creep wave, and that does a lot of damage to Corrupted, so he's not really having the most life here. On about 600 as he gets the crystals.
50 seconds on token, so they gotta hurry on this Hellborn team if they want to get this tower.
Madman takes out the tier 2 while this is going on, so again, they're doing a very good job of holding the base here.
Yeah, this is a light for Legion. Actually, the lead has diminished. It's gone down to 12k gold.
Yep.
So kind of a big deal here.
And if Madman could somehow get this tier 2 tower in the mid lane, we see... Oh, here we go! Here's a jump from Tundra. He jumps on the Behemoth, who gets swapped out immediately. There's the crystals on Tundra, but the call to arms gonna kind of thwart back the Hellborn side from re-engaging. They sacrificed their Tundra, who was on a legendary streak, and I think with Corrupted being so low on life, they didn't feel comfortable re-engaging. Token was down in about 20 seconds, so they decided not to commit to that fight there, and they also did not break the tower, so tower still at half life, and Legion has a very good hold. They cut the lead down to 10k, so that's a 5k gold swing, while this Hellborn team was sitting down there for about 2 minutes or so.
Kind of looked like miscommunication from the side of Hellborn.
So yeah, Tundra went in, and it looked like the others were maybe not on the same page there. They denied the bot tower. It's going to give a little bit more gold over to Legion, but not too much.
Yeah, so CD being 100 health, and then Tundra diving the base at the same time, I think they were not on the same page at all.
Definitely looked like it. Now, Kraken, he did finish his Shrunken. And
I like talking about myself in third person. That's great.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid it as much as possible, but it is hard. CD, I think it's safe to say CD wants to farm his BKB or Shrunken Head before they move forward. Kraken has his. And Tundra, is that a puzzle box? I think Blood Ruby, probably going to either, what's that? That either goes into the Arcane Bomb item or...
Dude, I think it's a Deez Cloak, man.
Oh no, please. I hope not.
No way, that's not
I think it's puzzle box.
Ah, dude, this is definitely a Deez Cloak. Didn't you watch the last game we casted?
I did. What do you have? Riftwalker goes for Portal Key. Let's go into like the mobility with PK and tablet. You like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blink is always good, I think.
I think it's alternatives are like
to alt easier, right?
Alternatives are like Sheepstick, Sand Scepter, Storm Spirit, like more smaller items. Andro gets picked off by Kraken here. They go for the pick off.
I feel like that's not really like that. Like Sand Scepter at this point isn't that great. Maybe when the Legion team gets like Sheepsticks, it's pretty good. But I like the blink here.
Yeah. So my idea with why I went PK here was just so I could stand really, really far in the back, not get caught by a Behe or Pharaoh initiation, and then just blink closer and then channel the wormhole. So I give a little insight into why I did pick up the portal key there, just to further position very far away.
Like blink into the trees and then channel the ulti, right?
Yeah, also to try to be sneaky if I could avoid a Tormented Soul spotting me out. The
Pretty
Tundra
good though
does
that
pick up the puzzle.
Yeah, puzzle is good.
You have your Shrunken already, so it looks like we're ready to go. We have double Shrunken, portal keys, and Monarch has Sackstone, more heal.
Wow, actually, if you look at the damage charge, the Pharaoh has 17%.
That's
And
actually
I
very
would
impressive.
I thought Gladiator would be way ahead of anyone, but I get the Blade Mail just doing work. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I think it's the Tormented Soul doing. He's just hitting people nonstop with the rocket. I think that's what's doing the.
But like one whip from Gladiator's like, okay, maybe, yeah.
Oh, Tundra, he tried to blink in there, tank some tower damage. There's the glyph being forced out. Madman and Behemoth are not here, and they see the Behemoth on the creep wave, so I think they're feeling very comfortable with walking up to the tower with multiple targets, but they are going to get a little bit of chip damage done. Glyph, again, is down, so they might, on the next creep wave, perhaps try to get this tower brought down. Tundra's got the level 1 puzzle box, so not going to deal too much damage, but once he upgrades that, it'll start to get more threatening. Might pop it here to try to do some tower damage. He's going to go in with a fissure. Forces out the Shrunken, actually, from Kraken. Now he has the haste rune. He's going to get initiated on here, but there's the Feral Wall actually missing, and the tower does get broken here. So we did not see like a Chrysalis come out or anything like that, but they still were not able to bring down the Kraken.
Do you realize how long it has taken Hellborn to push this fucking bottom tower?
A long time. A very long time. I think longer than they probably wanted.
Jesus Christ.
And I know that because I was playing. Definitely took us longer than we were hoping for when we grouped up as 5 down here. But the tower is now down. I think that is more of the hard part. The Rax is exposed now, but probably we'll see one team decide to go for an engagement. Behe jumps in with the fissure. A very good avoid from the tsunami charge as Behe, I think he tableted to avoid that. I think that, did I catch that correctly? Did he avoid the charge there with the tablet? Either way, very nice dodge from the Behe. Kraken missed his initiation. He's got a haste rune though. We might see round 2 as Behe goes in with a fissure. Gladiator pulls himself back, avoids the tsunami charge. CD, he's gonna get hit with a Wrath of the Pharaoh here. There's a Crystal Slow, so he doesn't have to use the Shrunken just yet. Chariot comes out, doesn't hit on anything, and the puzzle box. This is actually Legion's puzzle box. There's a puzzle box on both sides. Takes out the Word of Revelation to spot out Gladiator with the Shroud. Another fissure comes down, and we will see once again Hellborn try to get some chip damage in on this Rex.
This is so awkward.
CD, he's leading the front lines here. He's saying, if you want to go, you got to go on me. Here comes the solo shockwave on the Corrupted. There's the tablet, though. And here comes the wormhole. It's going to be channeled by the Riftwalker. It's going to hit onto several heroes. And the Behemoth shockwave was already used. Kraken out with the Shrunken Head activated. And there's just so much AoE damage coming in from both sides. But it is Hellborn team winning this fight as they only lost their Kraken. And 4 players go down on the side of Deez Nutz. They have no buybacks. Busk, only the Madman has a buyback available, and that will mean the first Rax finally goes down here in favor of Busk no GG, and they jump out to a 15,000 gold lead once again, reclaiming their big lead that they once had. And definitely the first Rax falling going to be very good for them moving forward. So anything in that fight really catching your eye, or was it just
I thought it was kind of funny that the Chrysalis came out on CD at the same time that the Wormhole, on top of all the AoE from Hellborn. So CD was
not hitting?
I was sitting there in the fucking Chrysalis, not like just, I don't know. I wanted to hit people, you know?
Yeah. I think that fight just came down to they lined up the spells great, but they also just have such a large item advantage, being able to overpower Legion in this fight. I think we saw the golden XP lead kind of take into effect there.
Yeah, and they didn't have the Gladi ulti because he used it before.
Right. So they didn't have that damage reduction from the Chariot. Now we see Corrupted, he's going to get the stun from Behe removed by the Cleansing Wind. Now he's charging it with the Shrunken, but a great wall coming in from Pharaoh, preventing any kind of chase. And Behe, he will actually be killed off as Kraken blinks ahead of that wall. Andromeda gets caught out. She cannot escape the Tundra there. So it is 2 kills going their way. And a DD rune, a big part of why that also going their way. Corrupted hitting for 300 there without the Drain being used. They're going to go for a Kongor here. And I don't think Legion can stop this. They're down 2 players, but also the lead just very, very large in their favor as well.
Do you like this Frostburn pickup from the Madman?
Madman goes for Frostburn. That's... Yeah, I don't think I really like that. I think I would rather see a Nullfire Blade going up against the Cocoon from Monarch. I think they kind of need that extra utility from Madman. It's a little bit of a better, I think, damage enhancement as well compared to the Frostburn. Do you think that there could be another item maybe outside of Nullfire Blade that he could go for?
Oh, dude, you go Nullfire Blade 100,000% against the Chrysalis. There's just no doubt about it. Like, this game would be completely different if Madman could purge off the Chrysalis from the CD. I mean, perhaps they could actually kill him. Like, it's crazy grief, I think, going to Frostburn. Even though I don't like to blame people. But I really think it's almost game-losing pickup.
Yeah, I think the Frostburn is not the most ideal follow-up. Because typically, when you look at Madman, so he gets a lot of attack speed from his Berserk. You typically want to pair that with either an item that procs an effect, or just like a raw damage item like a Savage Mace, Rift Shards, or something that just bulks up his DPS super high. Because he gets the damage naturally from his ultimate, right? So going for an item like Frostburn, that just typically lets you sit on a target, being able to slow them. And he doesn't really need the movement speed because he has stock every so many seconds. I just feel like he needs that damage source, that item that gives him a way to kill people faster. Now he goes for a Brutalizer, which I think is a much better item than the Frostburn, because coupled with high attack speed, he's going to be getting those bash procs, allows him to sit on that target. But I think we're both agreeing here that the Nullfire Blade could have been a much better item choice than the Frostburn.
Yes, definitely. So the Legion team, the Elbon team is trying to push here with the token again in the top lane. Gladiators doing a good job of pushing up bottom, so they're ready to defend top without having to have a hero bottom, which is nice.
Gladiator goes all in and buys Rift Shards too.
Like.
Yep, Madman's gonna get that token down.
Gladiator, you're right.
Oh, they jump deep in the base here. They go for the Pharaoh with the Avalanche. Now here comes the Behe Shockwave. It does some damage in the background. Hits both the Kraken and the Tundra. They do lose the Pharaoh and the Gladiator here. Still no Wormhole being used just yet, but they do get 2 kills already on 2 of the cores, and the Demonic Breastplate picked up by Kraken for this fight. He is putting in a lot of damage here on the buildings with his team. The Tundra puzzle box level 3. Looks like they're going to take out the racks here. And the lead, I think, has just grown to be too much here. Deez Nutz says GG, and this will conclude our best of 1 here in this round of 2 match. Madman does a nice job barrel rolling the Chrysalis there, but takes out Satylidium after hours. Double tap. Look at that Slash-K who's DC'd also goes down. Madman picks up a hat trick. Unfortunately, a little bit too late. But
oh my god.
But anyway,
I'm done with you.
The lead just a little bit too much there, I think, for Busk no GG.
Yeah, I agree.
So it was a pretty close game, early game.
Yeah, as soon as the lead started to come on Hellborn, it just kind of snowballed. It felt like, right? I mean, there was this small sequence of events at the bottom lane where we tried to push the racks at bottom right, where we lost a little bit of advantage, but other than that, I felt like the lead just kept growing and growing. Yeah,
Hellborn team definitely, aside from the period where they had the token and sat bottom, they did a good job of resource management early game, giving themselves that like 15k lead, and obviously getting the 2 Kongor kills definitely helped push their advantage. You almost gotta wonder if Gladiator maybe needed to go some more early game items to kind of help them out early game. If he had picked up, maybe we talked about like an Astrolabe or even a barrier, maybe that fight in the bottom lane could have went a little bit better for them, right? Where they lost the 3 for none. Giving Hellborn some momentum.
If had Astro, that would have helped a bit. I don't know if they would have won the fight. I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe not.
But it would have helped for sure. I mean, Astro early is so good. Like, if you heal, imagine hitting like 3 heroes with 600 health.
Yep,
it's crazy.
Ultimately, I think the Frostburn from Madman not too good of an item choice either.
But we can't be sitting here like Twitch chat saying, Hellborn lost because they didn't have a bulwark or some shit like that.
No, right? No, definitely not. This was just...
this didn't come out down to item pickups, I don't think.
No, Tundra got the hat trick early game as well in the mid lane. Huge plays from the league. Picking up some early kills as he was in that 3v1. So Tundra had a big impact this game as well, considering he was initially 1 versus 3. Pharaoh, not kind of the same hero. He's not really able to do that much like a Tundra, right? Able to pick off 3 people with like a piercing shards or something. But very, very good game. Very unfortunate again that it is a best of 1 only, so sometimes the teams get caught off by the strategy that the other team throws at them. You can't really judge too much of a series from a best of one either. You can gauge
Right.
a lot more from a 3-game series.
Definitely.